going on, everybody? Welcome to February 15th, 2021. It is a beautiful Monday morning here in Toronto, Ontario. My name is Pat Stuthers, your host and commentator, here for another episode of the Casual Fan Podcast. We're going to keep it rolling. We had a pretty mediocre weekend of betting. We're going to get right back into it and win it all back Monday and Tuesday night. Quite a few games. In this video, we're going to get to the results from the weekend. We're going to talk about the most electric moments, the most devastating moments, what we learned over the weekend, get right into predictions for Monday and Tuesday night. If you're just here for predictions, you can skip right ahead to the middle of the video. Before we get started, please make sure to like and subscribe. This is the hardest working, most accurate, most entertaining NHL sports gambling podcast on YouTube. This is the 20th video I've released in 33 days. We're going at it. We're keeping it going every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Tell all your friends, tell all your enemies. Let's grow to the top. Let's take a look at the results. On Friday night, all the bets that I gave you, the Bruins, the under, the Blues in regulation, the under, the Bruins by 1 goal, they all hit. So if you took exactly what I told you, you financed your entire weekend and then some. If you gained a little bit of confidence from that and listened to my picks for Saturday, you probably got smacked the way I did. So we had a pretty average Saturday, Sunday going 6-8. But after the 2-0 Friday night, I was feeling pretty good. My overall record improves to 123-88, just about 58%. I'll take it, keeping our head above water. So let's get to a total. So the things I told you that I got right, that exactly happened. The Bruins won, the Bruins went under, the Bruins won by 1 goal, the Blues won in regulation, the Blues went under, and the parlay of the Blues, the Bruins, the under, and the under all hit. Let's get to our electric moments from the NHL weekend. Number 1, the Florida Panthers donned the nicest jerseys in the NHL. Of all the reverse retros, I think these Panthers jerseys are the cleanest look. I've always loved that logo. It's fierce, it's in your face, and the color scheme is beautiful with dark blue, the red and the gold with a hint of white. Very crisp, very clean. Big fan of these Florida Panthers jerseys. If anyone wants to send me a Christmas gift. The next electric moment, all the fights in the Bruins and Rangers game. That was old time hockey. There were 3 different fights, tons of big hits, blood all over the ice. That was a classic matchup between 2 teams. It's nice to see the Bruins, who are as skilled as they are, they're still so tough. The next electric moment, Brady Tkachuk, 9 seconds left on Saturday afternoon, tips the puck home for the Ottawa Senators to win the game. He leads all players in shots. I mentioned him in my Valentine's Day special awards video. What a moment, what an upset win for those Senators, and way to go Brady Tkachuk. This guy is for real. Next electric moment, Laine sniping and fighting. He rips an absolute torpedo into the top corner against the Chicago Blackhawks, and then later gets into a fight, which he ended up losing, but he gave it his all, so you gotta give him credit. Scoring goals and getting in fights, that's what John Tortorella likes to see. Next electric moment, Sidney Crosby gets an empty net goal as he's fighting off Tom Wilson. Tom Wilson takes a hooking penalty on him. Sidney Crosby scores. It's kind of like an and one as he's falling to his knees. That point helped him to surpass Al MacInnis for the most points scored by a Nova Scotia-born player at 1,274. Speaks to how good Al MacInnis was, really, if it took Sidney Crosby this long to catch him. Let's talk about some of the devastating moments from this weekend, because there were quite a few of them on Saturday. Number 1, the Jets lost to losers. The Leafs were last-minute losers. I ended up going in on the Panthers because Stamkos, Cirelli, and Kucherov were out, and they ended up losing bad. Flames didn't get the sweep against the Canucks, but it looked like they might there for a second. They were getting brutally outshot. The Canucks scored, and then the Flames scored right away. It just looked like one of those games where they were going to squeak out the win, but they did not. So what did we learn over the weekend? Well, there's a couple of things that bothered me. Number 1, the Capitals and the Avalanche losing. I thought having all that time off with these teams being as good as they are would really have them coming out flying, chomping at the bit, ready to score goals. Instead, what happened is it went the other way and they looked a little bit rusty. That said, I will be taking the Colorado Avalanche and the Washington Capitals in their next games because now that they have that rust off, I think they're going to be back to their winning ways. What else did we learn? Marc-Andre Fleury, one of the greatest goalies of our generation. He is still so good. And granted, the Golden Knights are a great team at suppressing chances and playing good team defense, but Fleury is still stealing games for them. He's elite. He's one of the best goalies in the league still. Okay, so without further ado, let's get to predictions for Monday and Tuesday night. Starting with 4 o'clock tonight, you have the St. Louis Blues and the Arizona Coyotes. This series has been almost an exact split down the middle for the last 6 games. It's been decided by overtime and shootout. It's really a stay-away game. The only thing I will tell you is that the over has hit 4 of the last 6 between these 2 teams. Up next, you have the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Carolina Hurricanes. I would probably stay away from this game. Columbus has actually won 5 of the last 6 against the Hurricanes, but I think the Hurricanes are the better team now, so I would be leaning their way in this one, but I'm probably going to stay away. So up next, you have the Florida Panthers and the Tampa Bay Lightning. I took the Florida Panthers thinking that without Stamkos, Kucherov, and Cirelli, the Panthers, who have been playing pretty well, Bobrovsky in net, might be able to squeak out a win. They ended up losing 6-1. Now in this second game, I want to take the Lightning because they just destroyed them, but all the same things that applied to the last game now apply to this game, so maybe I should take the Panthers again. That's why it's a stay away game for me. I will say that the over has cashed 8 of the last 9 meetings between these teams, and at least 7 goals were scored at least 8 times. Nashville and Dallas, these are 2 really struggling teams. I'm going to stay away. Nashville has lost 4 of the last 5, while the Dallas Stars are on a 5-game losing streak. If I had to lean, I would think that the Stars snap out of the losing streak, and I like them today against the Preds. Calgary, Vancouver. Vancouver really struggled to get a win against Calgary all season. They finally got one. I don't know if they're going to win again. However, the under has cashed for these teams 3 out of the last 4. And Calgary's taken 5 of the last 6. Anaheim and San Jose, these teams stink. I'm not sure which way it's going to go. Anaheim's been playing well. I could see them winning. If they do, it's going to go under. I could see the Sharks winning. If they do, it's probably going to go over. I'm staying away completely. So the remaining games on Monday night, these are my picks. I'm going to take the Blackhawks over the Detroit Red Wings because I think they're just a better team from top to bottom. I like to fade the Detroit Red Wings. The next bet I'm going to take is the Winnipeg Jets to upset the Edmonton Oilers. The Jets just lost to the Sens in an upset, while the Oilers are on a 3-game win streak, and they love blowing win streaks. The Jets are also 5-2 in the last 7 meetings against the Oilers. I think Connor Hellebuyck is a big advantage to the Jets over Mikko Koskinen. I'm going to take the Islanders because it's Varlamov against Ullmark. I like Varlamov. He's been great the past couple of weeks. Also, the Sabres haven't played in a long time, and I think they could be rusty. It could also go the other way where they're nice and rested up and ready to go, but I think they're probably going to be a bit rusty. The Islanders team is very good. And the very last team on Monday, I'm going to take the Leafs over the Senators. It should be a win. The Leafs have won 4 of the last 5. The under is on a 3-1 run in this series. I would likely take the Leafs minus 1.5. Now on Tuesday, you have the rematch between the Islanders and the Sabres. I would think that if the Islanders lose game 1, they're going to win game 2 against the Sabres. If they win game 1, I might stay away from game 2 because the Sabres might need to just shake the rust off and then they could compete against the Islanders. Just because there's a couple stats, the Islanders are 1-6 in their last 7 road games. They're 0-4 in their last 4 as a road fave. And the home team is 6-2 in the last 8. However, the Islanders are 8-2 in the last 10 against the Sabres. Next game, Washington and Pittsburgh. These teams are not known for their defense or their goaltending. I am taking the over in this game. It'll probably be at 6.5. I'm still going to take it. New Jersey Devils and Rangers, I'm probably going to stay away just because as good as the Rangers have been playing, Zibanejad's been struggling a little bit. And again, with the Devils, you don't know if they're going to come back rested and ready to go or rusty and terrible. So I'm just going to stay away from this game for now. Nashville, Dallas, again, stay away. I would lean towards the Dallas Stars, but I don't like either of these teams very much right now. Now, the Colorado and Vegas Golden Knights. The Vegas Golden Knights went to a 1-0 victory with Marc-Andre Fleury doing most of the heavy lifting in that game. The Colorado Avalanche love to score a lot of goals when they're held off the board the game before. They were a bit rusty in the first game. I would expect them to come out in this game and absolutely dominate. Now, the Knights are still a very good team, but I am going to take Colorado Avalanche minus 1.5 because traditionally they come out flying after a loss. In the very last game, I'm probably going to take Minnesota Wild just because I think they're better than the Kings. Okay, so with all that out of the way, these are my official picks for Monday and Tuesday night, who I think is going to win, who I think is going to lose. Number 1, starting on Monday night, I'm going to take the Blues with Binnington. I don't love it over the Coyotes, but I am going to lean towards the Blues. I'm going to take the Islanders, the Leafs, the Hurricanes. I want the Lightning and the Blackhawks, the Stars, the Jets, and the Flames, and then the Sharks. On Tuesday night, Islanders, Capitals, Rangers, Stars, Avs, Wild. This is what I think. These are all the teams that I think will win their games. Most of them are favorites, don't have a ton of great odds, which is why I'm going to talk about the more important part of the video, getting value from your bets with the official bets for the next couple of days. These are the bets I'm taking that I'm putting money on, that when I win, you win, and when you lose, I lose. Officially on Monday night, my picks are the Winnipeg Jets as an underdog. They're going to beat the Edmonton Oilers with Connor Hellebuyck in net. I'm going to take the Leafs and the Islanders confidently in a parlay. And I'm going to take the Leafs, the Islanders, and the Chicago Blackhawks slightly less confidently in another 3-team parlay. And then on Tuesday, I like the Washington-Pittsburgh over, probably at 6.5. I'm still going to take it. I like the Colorado Avalanche at minus 1.5, or in regulation if you're not feeling risky. And I'm going to take a parlay of the Minnesota Wild and the New York Islanders to win their games. That's what I think. Don't let anyone tell you different. Let's bounce back from a mediocre weekend and have ourselves a great Monday and Tuesday night. Last Monday and Tuesday night, I went 10-3, so let's hope to keep up that trend. I wish you all luck. I wish you all great fortune and money and great parlay luck. Let's keep it going. I'll see y'all on Wednesday. Keeping episodes coming every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for this entire NHL season, 116 days straight. The most accurate, most entertaining, hardest working NHL sports gambling podcast on YouTube. My name is Pat Stothers, your host and commentator, and thank you for joining me. Cheers. Please like and subscribe and tell your friends. Cheers.